Go to Fern, bro. Can I show you Fern?
What the hell is that?
Oh my god, you're gonna love it, bro. They animate like things that are happening in the world, like the FBI tracking down the world's greatest hacker. It's like all animated and he tells the story and they narrate it. It's beautiful, bro. I watched this one. This one's mad sad. It's not even that sad. It's just crazy. Which one do you want to watch? Putin's Secret Sons. This one's kind of a crazy watch. The chat might like it.
The most horrible place in North Korea.
Yeah, it's about like these camps that they hide. Like North Korea says that they don't exist, but they're like actually crazy, and like people, like only a few people had escaped from them.
It's real life.
Yeah, it's real life. This is the all real
Oh,
life
they
stories.
made this.
There's one about the building, like the CIA.
The kids who hacked the CIA?
Yeah.
How do you hack the CIA?
That's such a good one, bro.
It's October 2015.
These are such
a
good
chilly
reacts.
day in autumn. John Brennan receives a weird phone call.
It
seems to be coming from a stranger.
Oh, that's
He
a hidden
hesitates a
chat.
second,
Hold on.
Then picks up.
That's my prisoner chat.
Oh.
Hello?
John Brennan?
Who is this?
You're a f***ing loser.
If John Brennan hadn't been John
Yo,
Brennan,
hold on,
this would
gang.
have looked like an
See, chat.
If I'm walking into work and some calls me over a random number just to call me a fucking loser, I'm crashing out, gang.
And you are like the head of the CIA.
ordinary prank call. But John Brennan happens to be one of the most powerful men on Earth, the head of the CIA.
I'd be so confused.
How did you get this number?
It was so f***ing easy, bro. You're such a
What do you want?
I don't want anything. I already f***ing own you.
How much do you want?
We want $5 trillion.
The US government will classify
Bro.
this call as part of a larger conspiracy of identity theft, harassment of government officials, and cyber terrorism. The caller will pay a heavy
is
price
Pepsi here?
for this moment of trollish glory.
Oh, we need to talk to Pepsi.
I'm already texting him.
We want you to stop bombing the
The
Middle
talk?
East.
It has to be tomorrow because Addison didn't do it. I got
Across
it.
the Atlantic,
Can you talk
in
to
a house
Pepsi,
in the
though?
West Midland.
Is he here?
No. But I can call him tonight.
Yeah, we can talk to them on the phone. We can set up a time.
I know. Yeah. We can do it tomorrow.
A 15-year-old
Holy ADHD? No, this is important. This ain't ADHD. This is someone who just have a lot of things that needs to be done. Unlike your bot ass, the only thing you have to deal with is your homework, sleeping, eating, and say hi to your fucking mommy and good night before bed every day. You ain't got no priorities or responsibilities. And no bitches on your dick. Shut the fuck. Get some paper.
in his room, the phone still in his hand. He can't believe what he just did. He calls himself Kraka, and he loves to smoke weed.
He calls himself what? He calls himself.
He can't believe.
Bro, that's what he said.
He calls himself Kraka, and he loves to smoke weed. In fact, he's high right now. He's also the leader of Crackers with Attitude. And his companions terrorized
Yo.
and embarrassed the U.S. security apparatus to a near incomparable degree. They leaked the personal data of police officers, FBI agents, and
What
DOJ
the
officials. They hand-delivered top-secret documents to Julian Assange. Some of the most publicized hacktivism attributed to Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah, it was actually them. In part for the lulz. And this is their story.
These are so bored.
Teenager hijacked the computers of several US intelligence.
Chat, have you ever hacked somebody before? Be honest. I won't snitch. I promise.
2008 in Virginia.
Yeah?
A different kid.
Who?
Only calls himself Default. He's a pretty typical American teenager. He loves soccer, video games, and his dog. He often clashes with his father, who works in the government. At some point, he's cheating in his video games. This gives him the first taste of using
That's the
computers
gate-
to do things.
That's the gateway drug. That's like the gateway drug for hackers. Hacking in a video game. It's like weed for you know what I'm saying? It's a gateway. It's a start.
You're not supposed to.
And but some don't stop there. Like if you straight, you know, you can chill with some weed. You can stop there. You feel me? But some need more. Chat like nah, I need shit different. I need something different. See, they got that adrenaline, gang.
Powerful things. He starts learning all that he can about how computers work and how to get them to bend to your will. 2008 was an exciting time to get into hacking. The decentralized hacktivist group Anonymous was in its heyday. If you managed to get into their secret chats, you got a front seat view of their actions.
Anonymous is one of the biggest online.
That's his girlfriend, chat.
Members hack into companies and governments. Now,
This is Cuff Clan, gang. Everybody's face got a f***ing girlfriend. Besides me. All these got girlfriends.
Anonymous has struck again.
Damn.
Young Default is fascinated. Anonymous embodies an exciting spirit of through chaos. They showed how you could force the whole world to pay attention without you having to leave your bedroom.
I know, support it,
Some
bro.
Anonymous
Like, hey,
actions
yo,
are
shut
political. Some are just trolling. And Default after tasting this very new kind of power, is keen to learn everything he can about hacking. He starts to hack random websites just for the challenge of it, just to see if he can.
Damn.
But after hanging around Anonymous's chats for a while, he starts to find the group, well, cringe. For one thing, it's
What?
crawling with feds. People are getting arrested, and it's tough to know who to trust. Anonymous has become so big that vetting people becomes difficult.
Damn.
There's tons of infighting and doxing. Since it's the only hacktivist group most media outlets know about.
I never thought about that. There's probably hella infighting and doxing within the own hacker community and
You
shit.
gotta think, if you a hacker, you have an ego.
Yeah, bro. You have mad ego and you could probably hack the
Ego,
next nigga
and
next
you
to you.
enjoy the power. And so
Feel
it's
me?
Like, if you around like you, they probably just flex on each other.
Yeah.
Anonymous keeps getting credited for the work of other, often more sophisticated hackers. It's a mess. So Default gets involved with offshoot hacker groups, one of them called AnonSec. The group positions itself as anti-anonymous. But similar to Anonymous, AnonSec performs operations, hacking initiatives that sometimes have a political purpose, and sometimes are just, as one might say in 2008, for the lols.
For the lols.
I hated recording that. AnonSec is quite advanced, and Default gets better and better at the game. The group controls a botnet. A botnet is essentially a large pack of infected computers under someone's control. You can use those computers to further spread malware across the internet to make the botnet larger and larger. Or you could, for example, attack a server with it in order to overload it. Default is tapping around AnonSec's botnet and gets curious about what computers they've actually gotten under their control. He finds that one is a server of the Canadian Medical School, Windsor University. Suddenly, Default finds himself with direct access to the university's finances.
Oh, no.
He pulls up records of students who owe the school money. It all adds up to $9.4 million.
Jesus
And at the
Christ.
bottom of the list, something very tempting. A delete all button.
Holy
How
fuck.
could he not push it?
Just like that? Like you can see.
These people might,
He's a,
really enjoy having their slate wiped clean, as it were. If you look, some of them,
Cause I'm trying to grow this part out, so it's just that.
I think some people owed
You think it's
upwards of like over 100,000. It's a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? It's like perpetual debt that sometimes just lasts for decades. So, just delete everything. I went into the PHP shell and just like sent everything to dev null and just like shredded it. So whatever.
Default the
I sent
heroist,
is
chat. Is he the
not
heroist?
coming back.
Robin Hood.
This is from the podcast Darknet Diaries. They have a fantastic episode with Default. Of course, this story poses some questions. We tried asking the university if the debt stayed deleted. They did not answer, but usually student loans have multiple on and offline and offsite backups. There should be hard copies
They
of
put
the
themselves
student's
very-
signed loan agreements. However, Default feels like he's really doing something at the time. There is a certain rush to committing a crime when it feels like doing the right thing.
Oh, he like
Other
Dexter.
hackers might have used the sensitive student information to make a profit. There's actually a shadow industry worth billions surrounding our most sensitive data. So-called data brokers gather all the info
Victory,
available
thank you for the
about us
sub.
on the internet, your contact information, which are then first cases of data copy efforts.
Is this
And
an ad?
more
Yeah,
is
they, like,
2014,
put him perfect into the
bestiality
video.
was
That
legal
was a
in
good ass
Denmark.
ad.
I be
Other
peeping
European
though.
countries, Germany, the UK, Sweden, had recently banned it. What this meant for Denmark was an increase in animal sex tourism. For years, Danish animal rights activists tried to bring attention to this.
They called them dog brothels. So sick. It's so crazy. And
What?
I had a dog, so
Dog brothels gang? Dog brothels, bestiality brothels
See,
gang?
those are the ones you was talking about, not the furry.
Yo, no, that's crazy though, bro.
that really pissed me off just thinking about.
Yo,
the
he's a
fact
hero.
that
I'll give.
dog.
I like this one.
That happened to my dog. I would freak out.
So, as Default describes it, he and other AnonSec hackers lend their technical skills to the animal rights movement.
So I think we took down the official Denmark government website, and then we actually defaced it, and said, did you know that your government allows bestiality? And there's bestiality dens where people can go and pay money to do these things to animals. And most of them are like people's pets.
They shut down bestiality websites via DDoS attacks and tweet evidence of sexually mistreated animals. The information reverberates around the world and is widely condemned. Anonymous gets credit for Anon's sex actions, which deeply annoys Default. It works. In part due to the hacks, more people know about Danish dog brothels. They talk about them online, protest them, until the case winds up in Parliament. In April 2015, Denmark finally bans bestiality.
Damn. It took us to 2015 to ban that shit.
Leveling up as a hacker, he also becomes an early adopter of crypto. He accumulates a significant amount of Bitcoin, more than 1,000. This would amount to a lot of money today.
Damn.
Somewhere around 40 million US
I
dollars.
ain't gonna lie, you know he had for the bro. He scammed them bitches. He did legitimately, like, you feel me?
Well, actually, no, back
He
then.
keeps these
he might have just
Bitcoins
bought
on a
them.
hard
Back then?
Because he probably stole money from other things, and he probably just bought them back then.
Nah,
But, like,
bro.
nah, niggas do steal them.
drive
There was,
in
like,
his
no-
room.
there was
He
no,
also
like,
knows
security.
he's making powerful enemies, so he gets a bit paranoid,
He said he
a
kept
bit
them all
fanatical
on
with
a
his
hard
OPSEC.
drive.
He never logs into his own Wi-Fi, for one. He uses a satellite dish to log into a free Dairy Queen Wi-Fi half a mile away. He's always connecting through a Tor node. Every time he turns off his devices, he makes sure they're encrypted. When he turns them back on, he has to wait 30 minutes for them to decrypt. For the most part, he never tells anybody what he is doing. He knows he has a lot to lose.
Yo.
Ultimately, it won't be enough.
Why? How does he get caught? Oh my god. Oh.
Back in May 2013, a 29-year-old U.S. intelligence contractor also has a lot to lose.
Animation
He has
is
his
so
own home in
crazy.
Honolulu, a loving girlfriend. a
Yo,
South
this channel is incredible.
They're amazing, bro.
This animation is
I
beautiful.
watch them like almost every night to go to sleep.
This is calm.
salary of over
And
$200,000
there's like different
a year.
narrators that do it.
But
too.
he's
my
discovered
favorite,
a
though.
huge secret, and it's too big to keep. The U.S. government has the ability to spy on pretty much any man, woman, child on the earth who has come into contact with a computer.
Not me.
This contractor, unwittingly, has helped make that technology possible. He's haunted by this information and horrified that his government is violating its public civil rights so egregiously. He knows that revealing this information to anyone, a lawyer, a judge, or even Congress, would be committing felonies so severe that he would spend a lifetime in prison. He's worried he'll never see his family again, and he doesn't know what consequences they'll encounter if he blows the whistle. But he has to do it. He's been quietly collecting evidence of this secret for a while, and he's just downloaded the last documents. He tells his employer, the US government, that he needs a couple of weeks off to manage his epilepsy. This buys him a bit of time to leave the country without arousing suspicion. He chooses Hong Kong because he views it as a bastion of free speech. He believes it's one of the few places in the world that could and would protect him from the wrath of the US government. There he meets journalists Laura Poitras and Glenn Greenwald and delivers evidence of what used to be waved off as a conspiracy theory. And so Edward Snowden becomes one of the most important whistleblowers of our modern time. Snowden's revelations scandalize the world and spark a long overdue debate about individual privacy versus national security.
Yo.
He inspires many young Americans like Default to take a good hard look at how their government functions. Default doesn't want to sit around and let surveillance happen to him. He wants high-ranking intelligence officials to know what it feels like to be spied upon, to have their private information stored and distributed, and to have it used against them. This is when he teams up with the Crackers with Attitude, founded by Cracker,
With
the
attitude.
kid who's always high.
Chapter 2.
Leicestershire, England, 2015.
We can
In a
read it,
housing
bro.
estate on the outskirts of a sleepy former mining town, there's not a lot to do except get high or go online. In the case of 15-year-old Kraka, he spends doing both. He's angry about corruption, about surveillance, but in particular about the US's involvement in the Middle East. He becomes especially focused on Palestine and sees the US as directly responsible for death and suffering in Gaza. He decides to do something
He said,
about it.
tighten up, fool, I get it.
This was political. We heard he was really angry about US foreign policy. So he started a collective called Crackers with Attitudes, and then he hacked into sensitive documents online.
One of his first victims is James Clapper, then the National Director of Intelligence of the Obama administration. Clapper, one of the highest-ranking members of the intelligence community, had his phone number and address waiting to be found.
Wait, what did somebody say? I was thinking about that. I don't know how true that is, though. Snowden wouldn't have snitched if it was a Republican president. That's what they're saying. They're saying it.
I don't know. I think
he said he snitched as soon as.
I think it was like, I mean, from his like point of view and what he like spewed was that, I mean, maybe, but what he spewed was that like he felt like uncomfortable with like how we were watching people. Like it was actually crazy. Like,
yeah.
Every phone call, text, like it was nuts.
Yeah.
I think he just
with
more
just
so
one
wanted
Google
to
search. This provides Cracker with enough information to hack into his email. He posts proof of it on Twitter, which catches Default's attention. Cracker then gets the phone calls to Clapper's house phone rerouted to the Free Palestine movement. Default tweets his respect to Cracker, and the two start chatting. Edward Snowden himself has given James Clapper a very special shout-out in an interview with the German broadcaster ARD. Unfortunately, that interview was blocked from US and German television networks. Apparently, the video is immediately taken down every time it's posted on YouTube, so we'll only show the quotes video.
I would say sort of the breaking point is seeing the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, directly lie under oath to Congress.
What we do not do is spy unlawfully on Americans, or for that matter, spy indiscriminately on the citizens of any country. We only spy for valid foreign intelligence purposes as authorized by law, with multiple layers of oversight to ensure we don't abuse our authorities.
Cracker and Default are livid.
More like James
Cracker and other
Capper.
hackers loosely
Cap has
CWA to target more high-ranking members of the
James
intelligence
Capper.
community. They want to embarrass them and to show them that they aren't as powerful as they think they are. At the top of their list is John Brennan, head of the CIA. Brennan, like Clapper, has enough information online that he basically doxes himself. Cracker looks up his publicly posted phone number and finds out it's a Verizon number. He calls up Verizon's internal tech support and pretends to be an on-site technician who's having trouble helping a customer on site. Tech support asks Cracker for his employee code, and he just makes one up on the spot. It works. The support technician provides Cracker with access, and suddenly he has the account number, the PIN, and John Brennan's private email address. If you have just enough information on someone, pieced together from different sources, say their address and last 4 digits of their social security number, you can easily change the passwords on all kinds of accounts and take it over. And that's exactly what Cracker does with Brennan's AOL account. Once he's in the email account, Cracker gets Brennan's private cell number and shares it with Default. And so they start spam calling the director of the CIA, relentlessly calling him and his family.
I told him he was a piece of shit. Basically, like, y'all are awful people. Like, really. Like, you're not doing any net positive things for the world. You're just not.
John Brennan is freaked out. Sure, the calls are little more than a prank, but how could he know that? At the time, nobody knew who was behind the calls, or what their intentions were. Brennan has to lay low for a while in hiding, with extra security details for himself and his family. At the same time, Cracker's breach into Brennan's email gives him access to sensitive documents. Cracker first posts screenshots on Twitter, but then, egged on by Default, and maybe asking himself, what would Snowden do? He decides to hit up WikiLeaks. Julian Assange himself takes interest. He publishes the documents in October 2015. They include Brennan's 47-page SF-86 application, a sensitive form required for obtaining top-secret government security clearance. The form reveals his criminal history, psychological records, past drug abuse, and other details nobody would want about themselves online. Not only that, from Brennan's emails, WikiLeaks publishes Bush-era recommendations for how the presidency should operate in the Middle East. There is also an internal congressional correspondence from the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence that offered suggestions on how to make future interrogation methods, also known as torture, compliant and legal.
Jesus Christ.
The breach cost the agency $1.5 million in damages and relocation costs, as several operatives went into hiding before they knew that there was basically no threat level. Above all, it was widely embarrassing. Hacking into Brennan's email was laughably easy.
This is true, and it's true that you guys have actually broken into his private email account. How difficult would you say it is?
You mean out of 10?
Sure, out of 10.
1.
1.
A lot of, I guess, high information there. He's pretty strict security. He's supposed to be so high in the government, like head of CIA, and should be a bit more clever.
Can you give us any indication of your background? I mean, how old you are? You're in the United States. I mean, anything you can tell me about yourself?
Yeah, I'm still the age of 20 years old. I smoke pot very big in America.
And you smoke pot?
All day, every day.
We wonder what John Brennan must have thought.
That nigga
while
be
undoubtedly
getting
watching
fried.
this location house. What fury must have built up inside him. The CWA aren't done. They release more and more information. With control over Clapper's and other operatives' accounts, it's even easier to get people to give up information to in turn access further accounts and databases. They gain access to FBI's Deputy Director Mark Giuliano's account. There, they discover a database with personal information of 9,000 Department of Justice officials and 20,000 FBI agents. They post it. They then get access to the Justice Department's Joint Automated Booking System, which has records on all U.S. prisoners. They check out the records of fellow hackers like Jeremy Hammond and post those online as well. They wreak havoc and embarrass one institution after another. Did these kids really think that they were going to get away with it?
At the time, I really didn't care. I just like, that was towards the end of the run. It was just like, all bets are off. You know, I'd gone all the way down the rabbit hole. I just become very disillusioned with people's complacency and their lack of care for what was going on. So it's like, we're gonna bring attention to this with like chaos and mayhem.
GG.
Kraka knows his actions have poked a very big bear.
GG.
He knows there will be consequences.
Chat, GG.
He just doesn't know what they'll exactly be.
I'm gonna go to Russia and do with Snowden, because I know that the government are pretty mad about this. I'm probably gonna get tortured. I'm actually a pretty fast runner.
Default is paranoid the whole time, constantly worried about his OPSEC.
Yeah.
But he let his guard down.
What?
Default became involved with an ex-girlfriend of one of his friends.
Oh my
According
god.
to him, he asked his friend in advance if it's okay with him. The friend says sure, go for it. He's way over it. But he isn't. Default and his friend are hanging out one night, drinking and chatting over Xbox Live.
I slip up for the first time ever, being f***ing arrogant and cocky. It comes on the news, CIA director hacked, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that was us, blah, blah. I was like drunk talking. And
oh my god.
Totally, like, gave myself away.
He never thought his friend would
Bro,
do anything.
chat. You are your worst. You gay. You are the most what is that, chat? Your worst enemy. You are your own worst enemy, chat.
Yeah.
Cause Jesus Christ, if you just shut the fuck up, kid, that shit hush, bro. Jeez, bro.
I don't care how drunk. You know you have
Yeah, like, come on, bruh. Chat, imagine all this shit, like, okay, keep it P, bro. Imagine all the bullshit niggas get into, drama and shit like that, because they talk too much, bro. Even with fucking hacking ass niggas, same shit applies to them, bro.
Hell, he didn't even think his friend would necessarily believe him. But today, Default is pretty sure this friend turned him in. When the FBI raids you, they don't knock politely. FBI agents enter Default's room just as his computer finishes decrypting. They are pointing assault rifles in his face. They drag him out of his room, flash copy his hard drive before it re-encrypts, and seize all of his equipment. Default knows he's finished, but the worst part, watching the agents carry off his hard drive. A hard drive with nearly 1,000 Bitcoin. He blacks out.
Yo.
Kraka, too, gets raided by the British police forces. His computers are confiscated. One other CWA member gets arrested in the US, and 3 more in the UK. Since Kraka was underage and in the United Kingdom, he got a lenient sentence. He spent 2 years in a juvenile detention center. He was the first minor in the UK to be imprisoned for hacking. Today, he's keeping his head down and is done with crime. He just wants to make a career in cybersecurity and move on with his life. He did not want to give us an interview.
Damn.
Default, even though he was less involved, paid a much higher price. He went straight to federal prison with a 5-year sentence. He had to pay $145,000 in restitution, and due to COVID regulations, spent a significant amount of that time in solitary confinement. While pleading in court, he said, "I thought what I was doing was right in terms of political justice, but 2 years later, I realized I was completely wrong." Snowden, too, didn't have a relaxed time fighting asylum in Russia. Shortly after his leak, intelligence officials publicly fantasized about killing him. Whether you're a
light work.
whistleblower who truly
You know what?
understands
For hacking the
significance of
CIA,
leaking,
I ain't
or
mad at
a
it, bro.
stone teen furious at the world's injustices, Messing with the US government will change the course of your life forever.
5 years ain't too
So
bad.
make sure it's worth it. In December 2023, the Biden administration renewed a very controversial
My
surveillance
allergies,
program.
chat.
The act
They
allows
kicking
the
in, chat.
administration to spy on anyone in the world.
My
without
allergies
warrant,
kicking in crazy right now,
including
chat.
its own citizens. It includes a vast database of electronic communications.
You said what?
It's supposed to be accessed only when there's a legitimate reason to believe
Nah, never that.
intelligence operations.
Never that.
But a U.S. court ruling in 2023 found that the FBI has already misused this database 278,000
Wait, what? Oh, shit.
times.
Nah, that's my man
Unlawful
shit.
searches were particularly rampant between 2016 and
Man,
2020.
my own shit.
They snooped in the private communications of donors to various congressional
Damn,
candidates. They've been watching suspected January 6 rioters.
Damn, bro. That's crazy. What? Yo, chat, let's get on time. Let's start hacking niggas. Fuck it. Let's start hack the fucking government.
Said I'm on 3 pills right now, if I'm being honest. Hope my feelings shoot out like a rocket. Niggas thought they had the swag, but I'm really on it. Look at you just window shopping that new bag I bought.